Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to pick up where I left off. I think Miss Jo Dee had a power surge. So anyway, we got involved with this direct sales company where we could help people with health products, and it was really like a dream come true to me because like I said, I'm not the smartest, but I've always been able to work harder than everybody else, and so this is something that would pay you based on your results, and so I love that. We both love that, and really, we've been extremely involved in direct sales and the direct sales industry for like the past, I guess, close to 4 years. And we love everything about it. Some crazy things happened this past year, and we'll maybe get into that in a minute. But really, that's the basic thing. I skipped a very, very important part of our lives. We're both married, and so right before we went to graduate school, we both got married within like 2 weeks of each other.
And that's so typical. That is so typical. And by the way, I've got to just back up because I will throw in something that it might not be beauty, handsome as you guys are, but age before anything. I'm going to pull that kind of thing up there. Wait a minute. You say you're not the smartest. We're talking two twins thought through being premature all the way up to being college athletes and PhD. I'd say you're smart and handsome. Okay, continue on now, please.
Thanks, Ms. Jo Dee. Well, I just wanted to mention that we both got incredible wives, and we got married right before grad school. So we've been married almost 7 years. Just incredible, supportive spouses, which like really. It's just been amazing, and they've been all in with everything that we've done. You know, Tevis and I, we're kind of crazy. Like we got this entrepreneurial mind, and so we're big. We love to take risks, and it's funny because we can sometimes at some points during this whole journey, I've been able to see Carly. Tevis may be able to say the same thing about Brooke. They think about things a little bit longer than we do. But they've been extremely supportive with it, with whatever direction we went, and so that's just been incredible.
Well, and Tyler, thank you for saying that you're Tyler, so now I can go to Tevis. That was real helpful here, looking on the screen for real. So Tevis, pick up where your brother left off. You decided to go all in January 13th. Our company gets shut down by the FTC, and we said, now what? Why did you decide to go all in, except for the fact that you went all in on life, being preemies, and you went all in all the way to getting your PhDs in physical therapy, which is no easy shakes. I'm still like to say about my name, it says ABD, all but dissertation, never taken the time to write. So way to go, guys. So why did you guys decide to go all in?
Well, Jo Dee, you said that we go all in on everything that we do. I will, and I want the viewers to understand this and maybe put themselves in our position, a position where you have fought, you've went all in your entire life, and you see these openings and you see these better opportunities, and then you take them fearlessly. Better opportunities, and so you get to a point to where you see like not a finish line, not a place to stop, but I guess a victory. You see, okay, when I get there, I'm going to be where I want to be. And we were moving that direction quickly, right? And so we spent years pursuing these paths all the way up through. I was playing baseball, and then that's not for me anymore. Physical therapy, going for that. Right before I got there, right, that's not for me anymore. And then I saw something like Tyler said that I really enjoyed. I saw incredible potential. I saw a situation to where if I work hard, which I always do, if I work hard and I build it, right, it'll last. And so I'm sitting there and it'll last. It'll take care of me. It'll take care of my wife and my future kids. It's something I can build that I can leave behind. And I was right there. Right, and so I was right there, and then January 13th, these government agencies comes in, right, and takes it, So it takes everything that I've worked hard for, but not only that, Jo Dee, it took what people who had trusted me, what they had worked for. Okay, I'm helping other people achieve what they want to achieve, and they listened to me, and I gave them advice, and I said I can help you do this. You just got to trust me, right? And then it became out of my control to some extent, to where they took that, and now it's me, and Tyler's working on covering up this light that's on me. We're in a situation where all these people that trusted me, including my wife, okay, and I even look forward and say my future children trusted me in what I do, okay, now it's taken away. So, oh no, Tevis, we're not going to let this happen. Okay, we make things happen. And so I looked at the people around me. I looked at people that I cared about, honest people, great people, people who were mentors to me, people who were an example for me, and people who I'd learned from, and they're getting taken advantage of by the bully, right?
Right.
And Tyler's the same kind of guy that don't stand for that type of thing. You know, I always go back to this movie, to Braveheart, and all the viewers probably seen this movie. I know you've seen it, Jo Dee. And people reference this movie a lot, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And they're in a situation, William Wallace, and he's in this situation in Scotland where the English is, if you get married, they come in and they spend the first night with your wife, okay? And he didn't like that, and they were taking away their freedom. And so William Wallace actually he fell in love, and he went in secret and got married, and they found out about it. Okay, they found out about it, and he says, "You go this way, I'll go that way." They were trying to capture her, and so he went to meet where they had planned on meeting after they had both escaped. Well, he didn't realize they had caught her. So in this scene in the movie, now they got her tied up to a post, okay, and he's looking for her, and I'll never forget this scene in the movie. It's close in on her face, and you can see her. She's looking around for him, because they have her tied up and they're about to execute her, and she's looking around for him, and he's not there. Because he went to find her, but he didn't know she was there, and so she's looking, and I can imagine anybody in that position to where they love people, they're close with people, and then they're captured by the enemy, and they're looking around and no one's there. And I never want anybody that I know, anybody that I interact with, anybody that I care about to be in that situation where they're looking for help and nobody's there. Okay, so at that point when we were attacked. And I'll use that word because that's the
we were attacked. Yes, we were attacked.
We just had to step in. We had to step in and do everything we could to take care of everybody and move this thing in the right direction. So that's the reason we went all in, and we're not slowing down until we make sure everybody's taken care of.
And I mean, I want to come back to our t-shirts. I know our viewers can see there it's strength with honor. And I know, yes, we, whether it's on a 67-year-old woman or some 20-something-year-old Gen Zs, I mean, it means the same thing. And yes, I do have one of those medals, but I kept my chakra necklace on because we feel this from the bottom chakra up to the top of our head. And this is what I know is that when I say that I couldn't ask for two most just amazing young men and their wives to lock arms, that we are just absolutely together on this. And we've gone through this journey. Now, we knew this was coming. And just like y'all came up with this, you know, it's like a milkshake a minute. Jody Bear, so rare, just has got to rhyme a little bit, okay? It's just me. And I said, it from the first time that we got together after the government agency shut our company down, we became, this is the transition to the light of the truth. It was transition to truth. And then they put the light because we were getting a little bit of light. And then I want you to hear your viewership to know that right now we have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight this case. And we're still looking. You can give a little, you can give a lot. Tevis and Tyler came up with this, and it's T3. So it's the transition to truth, T3movement.com. If you feel led, as you're hearing this story, seeing these young men, knowing with me and myself, I mean, it was the life because I knew being in retirement, For me, it was my husband, Bob Bear. We've created a great life, but we decided that we were not going to be dependent on social insecurity. We were not going to be dependent and having to downsize or right size. What in the Sam heck does that mean? And frankly, going out after January 13th, do you know, y'all know that I am too old to don a blue vest at Wally World? Is that crazy or what? So knowing that it affected both ends. Bob Bear and I had hopes and dreams for our business to be able to expand ourselves in retirement rather than downsize, right size, be a fixed income. That's so not me. And this was snatched away with us. Now let's fast forward to a year, absolutely a year. I think this is prophetic. I'm just saying it how it is. I'm not going to get into my faith because everybody's beliefs are their beliefs, but I think it was prophetic that it was January 13th, 2021. There were oral arguments in the Supreme Court of the United States. Guys, pick it up from there.
Yeah, the crazy thing, and I don't know how much Kevin's covered with I was trying to block the light, but the Federal Trade Commission, and I don't like that agency at all. That's just me and probably a lot of other people. But the Federal Trade Commission, they've been shutting companies down with a section in the Federal Trade Commission Act, Section 13B, that if you can read it yourself, Section 13B of the Federal Trade Commission Act, it says that they can get an injunction. And an injunction just basically means you got to stop what you're doing, at least until we figure this stuff out, right? It means nothing else, really. It just means you can't do what you're doing right now until we figure out if what you're doing is right or wrong or anything like that. But what they have done, and people within the commission have actually admitted this, is that they've gradually expanded, broadened the scope of Section 13B to allow them to freeze assets. So freeze the company's assets, freeze the executives, the business owners' assets. And when I say that, guys, for everybody watching, that means that their bank accounts don't work. That means that their credit cards don't work. That means that if they have a fishing boat that's in storage, they can't get it. Okay, it's just crazy. It really is crazy. Okay, over the top. Section 13B does not allow that. It's never allowed that. But over time, they've taken this little step-by-step approach to gradually get the courts to allow them to freeze business owners' assets without hearing from the business owners. Like this is, and I know this sounds just really crazy over the top, but this is what they've been doing. And so to put this into perspective, let's say you have a business and you've done nothing wrong, okay, but somebody accuses you of doing something wrong, and then the FTC goes into the court, ex parte, meaning that you're not there.
No.
They go into the court and they say, these people, we believe that this business owner has been doing this, and this. Okay? And before you even have an opportunity to tell your side of the story, they shut the business down. Okay? They freeze all of your assets. You have no money. Okay? All of your money is tied up.
No more income.
Okay? No more income. Like this has actually been happening.
Yes.
It's hard to believe, but this has been happening time and time again. Okay, and if you want to read an article, type in, does the FTC have blood on its hands? Okay, you're going to see stories of business owners actually committing suicide because they come in here and they freeze all their money. They can't take care of their family. They don't know what to do. Everything they've worked for their entire lives is frozen and locked down, and they never even had a say at their side of the story. Okay, so this is just absolutely ridiculous. But over time, they've been able to convince the court. Okay, they've been able to convince the court that they're allowed through Section 13B to freeze assets to get more than an injunction. Okay, so this has been going on for years. Now, what Ms. Jo Dee mentioned.
Well, let me just interject something. So this is the word picture that I like to think of it. You're on your printer. This is the law. You put the piece of paper in and you make, that's the law. But what they did is they took the copy and made another copy and then made another copy of the copy of the copy of the copy. After you've done that about 3 or 4 times, well, we've got all these copies, so it must be the same thing. Audience, it ain't the same thing. Continue on. And by the way, Tavis, I love that light coming in because this is like the transition to the light of the truth. Okay. Go, Tyler. Let it go. You're doing a great job.
So January 13th, 2021, the Supreme Court had an oral argument, the FTC versus this attorney for AMG Capital Management. You can look up the oral argument. You can listen to it. But basically, in a nutshell, the Supreme Court, all 9 justices, 9-0, unanimous, smacked down the FTC and said, this is illegal. Everything you've been doing is illegal, okay? And the crazy thing is, guys, the Federal Trade Commission knew what they were doing was illegal. They knew it. And the way you can tell they knew it is like I said earlier, somebody within the commission said that over time they've been able to broaden this, and they knew all along that was not the law, okay? But beyond that, in September of 2020, they pushed a bill into the Senate Bill 4626, that if you look down at, I think it's, do you remember what section it is? 403. Section 403 in that, you can look this up too, okay? Don't take everybody that's watching, do not take my word for any of this. It's there for you to see, okay? Section 403 in Senate Bill 4626, they were trying right then in September to change the language of Section 13B, to broaden it to the point to where that what they've been doing illegally is now made legal. That's what they're trying to do, okay? And you can read that. It's just crazy. I want to make sure everybody understands that the Supreme Court, the ruling that happened, what was the date on that one? April 22nd. I think it was April 22nd, the 9-0 Supreme Court ruling.
Yes.
So that was April 22nd of this year. They introduced this bill to expand their power in September of last year.
So they knew that their time was up. So if I can it's kind of like, you guys are athletes. It's kind of like when I would start a race and I'd do a sprint. Well, I'm just going to get in the starting blocks, so I've got a head start.
Yeah.
True or true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they had introduced this bill in September, and then later, after September, they went to the Supreme Court and argued that it was already legal. So it doesn't make a lot of sense why they were trying to make it legal beforehand. And
well, and they, like I said, they knew. So if they had it up there and the jump start, to me, that's an illegal act in itself. Just my opinion, had to throw it out there.
I would agree. And I'll tell everybody that's viewing this stream, a lot of people will say, well, if they can't do that with 13B, then what if somebody really is scammed? Like, how can they get the money back? Well, that's a good question, but there's an answer, okay? Because they already have the law in place. That's Section 19 of the FTC Act that allows them to get money back from people that are scammed. Look, guys, I'm not naive enough to think that there aren't scams going on out in the world, okay? But nobody should have their assets frozen and their business shut down without being able to have due process. So Section 19 takes care of that. See, if they want money, because all this 13B stuff is just a money grab. They're only doing it, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, they just want to get money. They freeze the assets of the defendant, the person who was accused. They freeze the assets so they have no money to defend themselves, and it's an easy win. Okay? That's typically how things happen when strong people don't step up and rally around people that have been falsely accused. That's typically how things happen. Okay? Yep. And so with the question of are they able to get money from people or get ill-gotten money back, Yes, they can do that. It's Section 19. They bring the claims under Section 19 of the FTC Act, but that affords the business owner and the businesses, it affords everybody their due process rights and protections, okay, which is the way this system is set up.
It's called the Bill of Rights. It's called due process. Guilty until proven innocent is government overreach. My opinion again, they lied, they've done. Now, this is what we know. We are fighting our way back. We've had our day in court. I'm going to spend just the last few minutes, guys. Let's bring us in because we know what the story is. We know what the egregiousness is. Now, there's a way that our viewership can have a call to action. They can be a part of this right here, right now. I've typed in Stop Senate Bill 4626. It's in committee right now. Now, do you want, and we've got a choice. Do you want it just to be able to have the Constitution be a bill of suggestions, or do you want the Bill of Rights? Do you want to have government copies of copies, or do you want the Constitution? This is your way, regardless of whether you're Democratic, Greenpeace, Libertarian, Republican. I don't care what you are, but if you want the Constitution, you want us to be able to say that we have due process in the Bill of Rights, go to Senate Bill 4626.com. Tevis and Tyler, you put this thing together. You're just absolutely gifted beyond a measure when it comes to this type of thing. And so please share with us how our viewership, because this is going to be live streamed, this is going to be repeated, unlike the copy of the copy. Remember, you can go to T3movement.com if you feel so led to go ahead and help us with the fight, because the executives, the defendants in this case, still are not allowed to get into their own personal assets, of which they have many. So we are completely funding this thing on our own, and we've done a great job. And guys, you and your wives, it's just been amazing to watch. But let's go back to Senate Bill 4626, that they can be a part, be an action taker, like the Strength with Honor t-shirt says, and share it with your friends and family. Take us there, Tyler and Tevis.
Awesome. www.stopsenate4626.com. That's where you can go. You can learn about the bill, the basics behind it, because you're not going to want to support something you don't understand. So if you go there, you're going to read, you're going to be able to understand what the bill's about, what they're trying to have done to make what was illegal legal, okay? And then you're going to have directions there where you can actually write in to your representatives, your Congress people, and tell them the way you feel about it. Okay, there's templates there that you can download. That way you have the formatting correct. Go in and change it to say what you want it to say, put in your information. And there's even a link on there where you can mail certified mail without having to go to the post office, right? You can just go online. It's online, certifiedmail.com, and you'll be able to do that quickly. Now, I'm going to give a quick recap or just an overview of what Senate Bill 4626 says and the reason why you want to stand against that. Okay, it says a lot of things, and there's some things in there that's good in my opinion. There's some things in that bill that are good in my opinion, but what they do is the legislation is so lengthy, you can put little things in there that people look over. Okay, and what they're trying to do with this Senate Bill 4626 is they're wanting to expand Section 13B to include monetary relief.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 13B, didn't you say that the Supreme Court found that this was illegal? So they're taking something that we found was illegal from the highest court in the land and said, oh, no. We just want to write our own thing. It becomes not the law, but the country of suggestions. So something's illegal. We just want to put the illegal thing in 19. Am I hearing you correctly? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it's kind of, I relate it to let's say someone has a lot of power in his hometown and he drives 100 miles an hour down Main Street and they say, well, you're breaking the law. Okay. You're going too fast. And he says, no, just adjust it. Just adjust the speed limit to where it says 100. And then I won't be breaking the law anymore. And that's what the FTC is doing. Now, what's going to happen if this passes? Okay, you got to stand against it. What's going to happen here? I want you to put yourself in this situation. If you're a business owner, you know business owners, or maybe you want to start a business in the future. Okay, and even if you don't, you need business owners to create these businesses, create fair competition in the marketplace, so that you have good prices in the marketplace as a consumer and things like that. You want businesses to be successful. Okay, now what this is going to allow you, what this would allow the FTC to do, if it passed, was to do this. They're going to pick a company that they think is an easy target. Might be your company. Okay, you don't have to have done anything wrong.
Targeting.
I want to repeat that.
Like
you don't
in
have
football,
to have,
targeting. Like in football, targeting, helmet to helmet. It's illegal. Okay,
right.
go.
Right. They pick a company that they think is an easy target, a business that's an easy target. It doesn't matter what you've done. Now, you don't even know about it. What do? They go ex parte, which means you're not there. They go to the court, ex parte. You're not there to defend yourself. They convince the court to shut you down because you're causing harm and to freeze your assets. Okay? So now the court shuts down your business, freezes all your assets. Now you have no income. And I want you to put yourself in this situation, okay? If you got a business, you have no income now. Your assets are frozen. You have no access to the money you do have. Then they serve you and say, we're suing you for doing this. Okay? Now, turn around. Let me tie your hands behind your back. Okay? Let me shackle your feet. I've already got your money taken care of. Now go defend yourself. And what happens is the FTC typically, in my opinion, wins by default because the company that didn't even know they were going to the court. What's that?
They have no money.
Right. They have nothing to defend themselves with now, and they just, even though they may have done nothing wrong, they can't last in court because they have no funds. Okay, and so businesses are shut down, and then typically the FTC is going to try to sue you for large sums of money. Now get this. Okay, and this is what happens. You can look this up on the FTC's website. They publish the statistics. Okay, if you go and look at the FTC statistics of consumer redress, okay, in other words, they get this money for consumer harm and pay it back to the customers. You'll see that the money they got from companies for consumer redress is over $5 billion in 2017. Now you're thinking, oh, they got $5 billion back from companies to pay back to consumers that were harmed?
No.
But if you look and see what they actually gave back to the consumers, it was about $250 million, okay? About 5% of what they took for consumer redress, they gave for consumer redress back to the consumers, okay?
Now,
so we know
math is not my strong suit, but there's a real problem between 250 million and 5 billion. I think there's a little bit of discrepancy here. So I know we've got 5 more minutes. I want you to land this plane because we could absolutely talk your ear off about this. Let's land this plane. Let's give people, they want more information. They want to be a part. They want to do this. Remember, it's T3movement.com, T3movement.com. This is going to be watched over and over and over again. What do they need to do? Where do they need to go?
Okay, you have to stop it. Okay, so you're going to go to, if you wanted to help donate, okay, we're up here on the front line. We're fighting this. We need funding. Okay, if you want to support in that way, you can go to T3movement.com. The 3 is the number 3. So T3movement.com. All right, you'll see a little bit about what's going on, and you can donate right there. You can do ACH. You can do a wire transfer if you want to donate a lot, or you can pay with a credit card. Okay, so that's what you do if you want to donate. And everybody needs to do this one. You need to stop Senate Bill 4626. So go to stopsenatebill4626.com, read the page, get an understanding of what that bill is trying to do, and then download a template, fill it out with your information, mail it in to your representatives, and we'll get this thing stopped.
And because you know what? If it's you, if I have an idea, okay, and you have an idea, Tevis and Tyler, we each have one. We go ahead. This is why this is kind of fun. That's why you're TNT dynamite. You know, I was going to do something silly like have dynamite, but there is no silliness about this. But if I go ahead and share my idea and I share it with Tevis and he shares it to his fine twin brother that's equally handsome, by the way, and equally articulate, and you are like, double threat, double duty, double passion, double fun, double intelligence, and double mission. This is Braveheart times 2. Guess what we got? We each have 3. Now you go ahead and share it with each of your friends, and guess what? You've got 6, 9, 12, 15. Before you know it, if 15 goes to 30, goes to 100, and I can tell you that we heard a story by one of our attorneys for the executives that said he had a bill that was changed by a federal agency just because they heard so much from him. So not only sign the bill, go to your senators. We each have 2 in each state. Let your senators know that this has got to stop. This is not good, because if I keep my voice inside me, it will not be heard. If I speak these words, just like Braveheart said, freedom, guess what? It is heard. And I know that what you have said has been heard. So Tevis, Tyler, whoever wants to go, some final words to bring this home so people are going to know on this May 4th, 2021, we stood together. I stood with you when we shared that one bed and breakfast with you and your fine wives. I stood with you when we started this company, January 13th to January 13th, 2021, to the Supreme Court. And now as we watch us take back the territory that belonged to all of us in this COVID era, that a business could be shut down with fine products that helped your body's immune system do what it was designed to do. Ooh, that's a double threat as well, kind of like the twins. So bring it home, Tevis and Tyler. Give us your last thoughts of why people should act now.
Well, I'll just say this, guys, for anybody watching right now, anybody who watches the recording, direct sellers, if you're in direct selling, network marketing, MLM, party plan, anything like that, guys, you have got to do something today. Like, it has to happen today. If this goes through, you can kiss the direct sales industry goodbye. And we know that is not a good thing, okay? Because it has created so much freedom in people's lives, okay? Obviously, everybody's not successful, okay? But there's people that put in the work and they're able to spend more time with their families. They're able to get more freedom. They're able to get their finances straight. If you're in network marketing, MLM, direct selling, whatever you want to call it, you have got to act today, or if we don't get this bill stopped, it's over, okay? It's over. And I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, anything like that. I'm always very, very positive. So I'm positively telling you to step up right now. Okay? We've got to work together as an industry, protect it. Okay? Write your senators. Go to www.stopsenatebill4626.com. It's going to tell you everything you need to do. Okay? And then if you feel so led, because we're on the front lines right here, we're doing everything we can every hour of every day to make sure that this industry is protected, that Americans are protected, that business owners are protected. If you feel led, go to T3movement.com and just give a donation, however big or small. Okay, it's going to help out a lot, and we appreciate every single one of you. And just want you to know how important this is for us to act right here, right now. Don't waste any time. As soon as you watch this video, either now or the recording, don't do anything else until you go to that website and get something done, because it's now or never. Okay.
Beautiful. Tevis, do you have anything else to say? Tyler just really summed it up splendidly.
Yeah, he summed it up. I just want to say I appreciate you for having us on this show. I know you have to excuse our passion behind this, okay? We are very passionate about it. So we just really appreciate you having on the show. We look up to you. We welcome any opportunity, and we just love anything that we can share with you. So we really appreciate that. And I'll turn it back over to you to close it out.
Thank you, Tevis and Tyler. The feeling is mutual. Like our t-shirts say, strength with honor. There's no honor without strength. And frankly, strength comes with the honor of doing and being what you say you're going to do. So absolutely, Tevis and Tyler were right. Dynamite comes in twos, but this kind of dynamite, because the word now spelled backwards is one. help us win with a fight for American freedom and business today. Thanks, guys. Honey
Thank you,
Badger up.
Katie.
Ciao for now.